knowledge is the most important thing that you should carry in your backpack. But avoid chauffeurs. Yeah, chauffeur is a French word, in fact, meaning driver, right? Avoid drivers, right? What do I mean by that? Yeah, what do you mean by avoiding driver? And there I'm going to tell you a small story. This story was told by Charlie Munger, right? He's the best friend of Warren Buffett. And he's also an investor and is a great guy, partner of Warren Buffett. And he told a story about Max Planck. What you see on the left, Max Planck with Einstein. Max Planck was a physician, right? Like he won a Nobel Prize award for quantum physics in 1918, right? I think during these days, he was going everywhere. Yeah, he was traveling around in Germany and in entire Europe to deliver speech on quantum physics. And one day he was going to deliver a speech in Munich city, and he was going with his driver, yeah, riding the car, and the driver, chauffeur, he had a question for Planck. Mr. Planck, I've been attending all your speeches. You know what? I mugged it up. I know it by heart. Are you not feeling bored of it, delivering the same speech everywhere? So I have a suggestion for you. Today, let me give the speech in place of you. What do you think about it? Planck thought for a while. Wow, that's a great idea. I'm really feeling bored of like delivering the same speech everywhere. This is a fantastic idea, man. Come on, get out. And then he gets down, takes the cap of the driver, and starts driving the car. And the driver is going in place of Planck, right? Like Planck got a very warm welcome. I mean, the driver Planck, he was on stage about to start the speech. The real Planck is sitting in the first row, right? He delivered the speech. He started delivering the speech. It was fantastic speech, okay? Everybody were like clapping, huge applause. And suddenly there was one old physicist. He stood up and then asked a question. Um and and driver Planck did not know the answer, obviously, right? You know what? How he managed it? He said, "Such a great city like Munich, and you ask me this simple question. Even my driver will be able to answer this question." And then Max Planck comes to the stage, uh, giving an answer to the question, and applause again. Right? See how beautifully they handled the situation. Be it social media or anywhere around us, like we are surrounded by people with chauffeur knowledge. We have only drivers around us, right? We don't have planks. That's the biggest problem. People who are just reading books and then vomiting, right? No experience. No experience. I used to read a lot of self-help books those days. I stopped reading them actually. I started reading biographies of people, autobiographies of people, and started reading literature mainly because of this reason, to avoid chauffeur knowledge. Social media, don't talk about it with me. I get the feeling that everybody knows everything in India, especially on social media. People have opinions, right? That's why it's important. Factfulness, being factful. Collect all the knowledge. How can I collect all the knowledge? Books. These 5 books, I took the photograph a few weeks ago to put it on Facebook. Yeah. These were out of like probably 25 books I've read in the last 6 months. These are the top 5 books, in my opinion. Factfulness, the Humankind book. Oh, fantastic book this is. Yeah. It gives you the realistic picture. No, these are neutral people. Yeah, Yuval Noah Harari, for example, the same guy who wrote Sapiens, 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. Skin in the Game, my favorite. Taleb. You have to righteous mind, Jonathan. We always have this binary thinking, taking this side or that side. Why politics and religion divides people? I think those kind of books. Every entrepreneur reads books. You don't know how many books Bill Gates reads. That's why he's an entrepreneur. How many books? Warren Buffett spends about 4 hours a day to read books. And I have an inspiration at my own home itself. My son studies, like he's 10 years old, he studies like almost 3 to 4 books every day. And he writes, he keeps writes. I could hear it like a music, somebody of the keyboard all the time. He's writing. right? I gave him the ratio of 1:100, that he reads 100 pages to write one page, but then he's surpassed it. Like he's reading 1,000 pages to write one page. He's got his own guideline. Dad, I got my own guideline. Yeah. It's very important. But then we are surrounded by all those people, yeah, talking and giving their opinion all the time. Warren Buffett says that how to identify the people with real knowledge. Real knowledge, people with real knowledge know their circle of competence. Yeah, they know their circle of competence. This is what I know. Anything outside the circle of competence, I would say I don't know. People with real knowledge would say don't know. But people with Chauffeur knowledge, they have an answer for everything. If you ask me about politics, I would say, sorry, I have an opinion about that, but don't use it. You don't need it. Right? Mark Twain says, if you have nothing to say nothing. This was my author during my childhood days, right? Like my favorite author. Yeah. Tom Sawyer, stories like that. He says, if you have nothing to say, please say nothing.